Very good evening, all of you. Hope you all are doing well. Let's start with today's session. Now, in today's session, we are going to discuss one another important topic of JavaScript, that is JavaScript objects. Okay. Now, what are JavaScript objects? You can say they are non-primitive types. Primitive type means those which are single valued, scalar. They are not in group. Understanding those which are kept as a elementary value like number, boolean, string. Understanding? So those are elementary type. They are single value, scalar type. But when you store values in group form, group of values, then it comes under non-primitive category. Okay. So objects come under non-primitive category. Array, which we have discussed in the past. So array is a non-primitive. It comes under object category. So JavaScript objects are non-primitive and it is just a collection of key comma value pair. Key value. Key value. Okay, the keys are distinct. Values can be repeated, but the key has to be distinct, unique. Okay, and values can be anything. Value can be a number, it can be a string, it can be boolean. Value can be an object also. Some another object can be a value here. Correct? Value can be a function object also. This value can be a function as well. Okay? Value can be an array also. Doesn't matter. Value can be anything. But JavaScript objects are just collection of key comma value. Every key is distinct. This is somewhat dictionary or a map, dictionary in Python or map in Java. If you have learned Java and Java collection framework, there we have map concept. In Python, we have a dictionary concept. Some same, the similar concept it is. Okay? So what are JavaScript objects? So I said it is not non-primitive. Why we should say? Because it is not elementary value. It is not single value or it is not an elementary value. It is not scalar. It is made up of group of values. Correct? It is built by considering many values and then you build an object. Therefore, it goes under non-primitive. So JavaScript object is a non-primitive data type which is used to store multiple data items. Array is also a collection of elements. No? So array also comes under that category. Okay? See, and how to create. Very simple, just in a brace bracket, you have to keep listing key value, key colon value, comma, key colon value, right? Whatever that key colon value are there, they are called as attributes or they are called as properties of that object. Correct? So here, like this first name property is storing string, age property is storing number. No problem, but these are the two properties in that object. Properties you can call attribute, you can call field, anything. So this key value enlisted in a pair of brace bracket, and then the object is created. Its reference is collected here in this employee variable. Okay, so this variable is containing that reference. That is your object. Now you'll say here you have written const instead of let. So const means what? That in this object, you cannot store any other reference. Now one object is created with key and the value, key and the value. First key is first name, some value, age, and some value. And the reference of that is kept in the object employee, right? But suppose you try to create another object with different set of key and value, key value, and you try to store the reference of that new object in EMP. Get it? It won't work, right? Why? Because you have given const. So when you are given const, whatever reference is stored in that object cannot be changed. You cannot change the reference. Once whatever reference is stored in it, till its scope doesn't get over, it cannot modify that reference. You cannot store any other reference in it. Some other object you are creating and you are trying to store the reference in it. It won't. But it can modify the object. That EMP is referring to this object. It can add new keys in it, or it can remove any key. Understanding? That is possible. But you cannot keep some another object reference in it because you have made it const. But instead of const, if you would have written it as let, then no problem. अगर let का है तो कोई दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट बना तो उसका रेफरेंस इसमें रख सकते हो. It won't give any error. ठीक है? So I hope you understood what is the meaning of writing const and let. ठीक है? Now systematic, each and everything one by one we will learn. First, we'll see object declaration. So how to declare an object? Just in a pair of brace bracket, in a pair of brace bracket, enlist all the properties of that object. Properties, or you can call characteristics, or field, or attributes. Okay, so you can enlist all the characteristics of the object by writing characteristic or property, or we can call key, colon, value, comma, then the next property and its value. Enlist it in a pair of brace bracket and collect the reference of that object in some variable. Okay? See, each member of an object, and remember the value of that member can be anything. It can be string, it can be number, it can be boolean, it can be a function object, it can be another object, it can be an array, doesn't matter. Getting, guys? So each member of an object is a key value pair separated by comma and enclosed in a curly braces. Actually, curly braces is wrong English. Curly brackets, you can say, yeah, brace bracket. This has gone something wrong. Curly brackets, you say, or brace brackets. Curly and brace is same thing. Okay? Example you can see. We already created this in the previous slide. I showed you. Const employee equal to. In a pair of brace bracket, I'm enlisting all the members. That is the characteristics or attributes or properties or field of your object. So name, its value, age, its value. You can check the data type of this employee object. It is object. And there is no need that you have to type it on the separate line. You can type in the same line as well. It is just for your ease, for your convenience. You're writing it on the separate line. Okay? I hope you're understanding. See, object demo I'll take. Okay? Const employee equal to, now your choice, name, then you have stored the name, then age, salary. Here you don't have to. This is the problem of working in different languages. Like when we work in Python, they we write like that. Okay? Salary 4500. Object is created. You can print it through console.log. If you print and see that object, it will display all the values. And if you're trying to print its type of employee object, it will show object. Its data type is object. And as I said, you can create on the same line as well. Like console and sorry, console const and department if I'm making. ठीक है? तो ID of the department, name of the department, location of the department. Same line also you can do console.log and you can print and see the department. ठीक है? Okay, so I hope you got it. See, first, when we displayed that employee, it is displaying this whole object, name, age, salary, key value, key value. And when you're checking the type of employee, it is printing object. Then another department object is created. And then we are printing that department, its ID, then name, then location. Okay. Now that part is clear. Next is how to access the properties. Okay, and remember the property can be anything. Property can be in the number, property can be string, property can be boolean, property can be an array also. I'll show you. Okay, so what are the properties of object? So each key value pairs are called as object properties because it is describing that object. Getting or no? The object is department. So this key value, key value, key value is describing that department. It is describing that the ID of the department is 10, the name of the department is sales, location of department is Pune. Same way here, it is telling that name of employee is Ram Verma, age is 49, salary is 45,000. It is describing that object. Okay, so those are property. Like everyone, you people also, you have name, you have your gender, you have your address, phone number. So they are what? All the properties which are describing you. Okay, see here. We created the const employee, brace bracket, key value. So these are the keys and these are the values. Okay, these key values form the properties of that object. Okay, okay. So I hope you got it. Then now how to access the properties of your object. There are ways you can access it by using square operator. Using square also will do, or by using dot also will do. Like if I write employee dot age, that also is possible. It will give you the value associated with the property age. And you can use this way also. Employee square age. That will also give you the value associated with the property age. तो age property का जो value है वो लाके देगा या यहाँ भी वही होता है. Both are possible. Both way you can use to access. Correct? So by using key you can access the value of property. Key पता है तो उसका value मिल जाएगा. You can use dot notation this way employee dot name and you can use square bracket notation employee square bracket name like a array notation. It behaves like array. Get it? See console.log and here I'm writing department of name. ठीक है? Or I'm writing console.log department.name. Both allowed. Both are going to access the same thing. See, but here it is giving undefined because I didn't mention the key in quote. Here you have to mention that key in quote. See, are both giving sales only department of name and department dot name. दोनों way is valid. It's up to you. ठीक है? And you can have nested objects also. Like you can have an object whose property is having value as another object. Okay? Like in this context, like here you have object employee and there is one property in it called address. Okay? Which is again an object. Getting guys? There it may be like building name or for example, here currently I'm just keeping city. Okay? And I'm keeping state and pin code. Getting guys? For time being. So I've created one more object with properties as city, state, pin code. And this object becomes the value of this property. Actually, this is an anonymous object. Anonymous means what? I hope you know. Anonymous means without name. So this is an anonymous object. Object is created, but no name, but it is having a reference. So that reference is given to this address property. So address property value is this object. Understanding? Clear? See. Save me here. See. Is our address, and when you click, that address is again containing city, state, pin code. You can access them. See it like this. Console.log, and you can access like this employee.address. Now employee.address is again an object. See, is it again an object with city, state, pin code? Again in that you can access still by writing console.log employee.address of city, or you can access it like this also. That many dots also you can use. Employee.address.pin code or state. Getting? So it's a common sense. Now I hope you know it, how it works. See, so employee.address.pin code. It gives employee.address square bracket city. It gives Pune. Okay? So nested objects possible. Creating object inside another object means already an object is there, and in that object some key is having value as an object. एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, उसमें की वैल्यू है, तो कोई तो एक ऐसा की है जिसकी वैल्यू अगेन एक ऑब्जेक्ट है. Understanding? So that will be called as a nested object. So creating object inside another object is called nested object. Example C. Your name is there, age is there, and you are storing the marks, which is actually irrelevant. स्टूडेंट होता तो चलता था, बट यहाँ मैंने मार्क्स या एम्प्लॉय के कुछ रिलेवेंट नहीं है. ठीक है, एनीवेज. तो the example which I showed that was relevant. There I created address as one more key, right or no? Name, age, and one more I created address. And address के अंदर वापस keys किए मैंने as city, state, pin code. This is somewhat applicable if the object is a student object. But anyways, concept क्या दिखाना है? Object can be there inside another object. याद रखो ये भी एक anonymous object है. Actually, it is an object without name. But that object's reference will become value of this property marks. जैसे age की value 28 है, name की John है, तो marks की value क्या रहेगी? Marks value will be reference of this anonymous object. जैसे ये वाला ऑब्जेक्ट जो बना है उसका रेफरेंस किस में रखा है? एम्प्लॉय में. वैसे ये वाले ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस किस में आ जाएगा? मार्क्स की में. Correct? And then you can access it by that many dots. Like you want to access max of marks of employee. So you'll write employee.marks.max or employee.marks square bracket max. Okay, so we created object within with name marks inside employee object. Get it? Illustration I've shown you. यहाँ मैंने illustration दिखाया है. देखो employee के अंदर और एक object बनाया called address. Okay. Now next thing what I want to tell you is that objects can contain methods also. ठीक है? In short, you can have functions and you can give the reference of a function to some property. बोलना क्या है कि ऑब्जेक्ट बना दिया एंड ऑब्जेक्ट में की कॉमा वैल्यू होता है की कॉमा वैल्यू दिस वैल्यू कैन बी एनीथिंग so can this value be a inti number, can it be a string, can it be a boolean, can it be none, okay, can it be undefined, any value. So they say it can be a function object also क्योंकि फंक्शन भी तो एक क्या है ऑब्जेक्ट. जैसे अभी देखा कि ये वैल्यू खुद एक ऑब्जेक्ट हो सकता है. एक ऑब्जेक्ट की वैल्यू क्या है अगेन एक ऑब्जेक्ट. इजंट इट? की वैल्यू क्या रहेगी एक ऑब्जेक्ट. तो सेम वे इट कैन बी अ फंक्शन ऑल्सो क्योंकि फंक्शन भी एक क्या है ऑब्जेक्ट है. इट्स अ फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट ना. यस और नो? देखो whenever you create a function foo, okay, console.log and something I'm printing hello world. ठीक है? And if you try to print the type console.log and you're trying to print type of foo, it will be also object of type function. जैसे in case में of type object आया ना, तो here it will be type function. Can you see? Function भी एक data type है. So what I want to say is you can have a function as a value for any property. ठीक है? तो कोई प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू क्या है एक फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट इज पॉसिबल. व्हाट आई डू इज आई टेक अनदर स्क्रिप्ट and in that I'll show you. You can take like this also. This function is already there. ठीक है? And then you are creating const, suppose student object equal to, first I'm taking roll number, then name, ठीक है? And after that, I'm just putting one function over here, or I'll call it as disp colon foo is valid. मैंने foo कॉल नहीं किया, सिर्फ foo का नाम इसको दिया. तो foo का मीन्स वो जो फंक्शन है, फंक्शन का नेम ही क्या होता है फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट. तो दैट फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट इज गिवन टू दिस disp. Getting guys? Okay. Now if I write console.log and you are accessing the properties, student.roll number access किया. Okay, so student of roll number will give 100. Same way, if I write console.log and make a round student.disp and round bracket लिखता हूँ. क्यों? Because what is the disp already containing reference of a function. So using that reference, you can give call to that function. तो जब मैंने लिखा है student.disp round bracket, it is actually going to call foo only. foo का reference ही उसमें चला गया. Getting? Okay. See. Right? अभी एक्चुअली हमने student.disp वापस log में कॉल किया है. तो disp तो कुछ रिटर्न नहीं करता है ना. disp is not returning anything. Therefore undefined है. But disp कॉल हुआ. Is it displaying hello world? Okay. Now, ideally, whenever you want to put a method in an object, means ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर कोई प्रॉपर्टी की वैल्यू एज अ फंक्शन देना चाहते हो तो ये जनरली मेथड नहीं करना चाहिए यू शुड नॉट डू दिस वे यू शुड डायरेक्टली क्रिएट अ एनोनिमस फंक्शन इनसाइड गेटिंग एनोनिमस फंक्शन कैसे बनाता है ओल्ड स्टाइल दिस वे एंड दिस वे ओनली यू हैव टू डू लैम्बडा भी दे सकते हो बट लिमिटेशन है लैम्बडा कैन नॉट एक्सेस दीज अदर प्रॉपर्टीज ये रोल नंबर नेम ये एक्सेस नहीं कर पाएगा. So if you want that roll number name also to be accessible, then create such anonymous function. मैंने यही function define किया. दिख रहा है guys? Function round bracket open brace close brace. This is a anonymous function guys. Function बन रहा है but उसको name नहीं है. ठीक है? And body है. Function define हुआ. Function define होने के बाद उसका function object है. That function object reference is given to disk. Get it? See, मैं इसमें लिखता हूँ console.log यहां लिख रहा हूं inside student object. ठीक है? And you run and see. Is it giving call to that disk only? Student.disk. And when you give call to disk, what is disk containing? Disk एक property है, but उसकी value क्या है? Reference of this function. ये anonymous function define हुआ है ना यहाँ. ये anonymous function का reference इसके अंदर है. So when you write disk round bracket, it is actually giving call to this function. And what is this function printing inside student object? Getting? But now you may have a doubt that inside this function, if suppose I want to access this roll number, this name, how to do it? You can do it, guys, by using this keyword you can use. So when you use this will contain the reference of that student object only. ये जो स्टूडेंट ऑब्जेक्ट है ना उसी का रेफरेंस दिस में रहेगा एंड थ्रू दिस यू कैन एक्सेस इट तो दिस विल कंटेन व्हाट द रेफरेंस ऑफ द ऑब्जेक्ट इन विच दैट प्रॉपर्टी इज ये प्रॉपर्टी जिस ऑब्जेक्ट में उसी ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस दिस में रहेगा तो यू कैन यूज दैट ऑल्सो देखो मैं बैकटिक्स से कैसे प्रिंट करके दिखाता हूं ठीक है using backticks. I hope you know it. Backtick does interpolation. Backtick अगर यूज करते हो और उसके अंदर अगर कुछ वेरिएबल्स है तो दे गेट रिप्लेस्ड बाय देयर वैल्यू isn't it ठीक है see I'll write like this roll number colon and here what I'll write dollar this dot and can you see is it giving you access to roll number so this will actually contain the reference of that student only getting so how to access this object ये ऑब्जेक्ट का ही रेफरेंस अंदर कैसे फंक्शन में एक्सेस करेंगे तो दे हैव गिवन दिस प्रोविजन ठीक है नेक्स्ट इज नेम एंड आई राइट डॉलर दिस डॉट नेम ठीक है तो व्हेन यू आर ट्राइंग टू कॉल स्टूडेंट डॉट डिस्प राउंड ब्रैकेट स्टूडेंट डॉट डिस्प राउंड ब्रैकेट remember disp is a property but what is the value of that property reference of your function ये पूरे फंक्शन का ही रेफरेंस इस प्रॉपर्टी को दिया है तो जब आप डिस राउंड ब्रैकेट करते हो तो इसमें वो रेफरेंस है किसका ये फंक्शन का तो वो फंक्शन ही कॉल होगा और अंदर हम क्या प्रिंट कर रहे हैं उसी के बाकी प्रॉपर्टीज रोल नंबर एंड नेम इज इट प्रिंटिंग रोल नंबर 100 नेम राम यादव इससे प्रूव हुआ कि फंक्शन के अंदर अगर बाकी के प्रॉपर्टीज एक्सेस करने तो यू हैव टू यूज दिस ऑब्जेक्ट दिस ऑब्जेक्ट कंटेन्स द रेफरेंस ऑफ दैट करंट ऑब्जेक्ट ओनली मींस वो जो ऑब्जेक्ट बना है उसी का रेफरेंस वो दिस में होता है ठीक है तो व्हाट रूल यू विल रिमेंबर दैट ऑब्जेक्ट कैन कंटेन की कॉमा वैल्यू एनी नंबर वैल्यू कैन बी एनीथिंग Value can be string, value can be number, value can be undefined, it can be null, value can be array, value can be another object. So they say value can be a function also. Why not? Value एक function भी हो सकता है, ठीक है? But वो functions कैसे define करने के? Anonymous functions. Anonymous functions means functions without name. ठीक है? तो an object can also contain a function in JavaScript. अगर आपने एक ऑब्जेक्ट किया बनाया है तो उसमें जो भी प्रॉपर्टीज होते हैं, की वैल्यू, तो ऐसी एक की हो सकती है जिसकी वैल्यू कौन है? एक फंक्शन है. देखो एग्जांपल, आई हैव क्रिएटेड वन ऑब्जेक्ट एम्प्लॉय with attribute name and value John, attribute age, value 28, and one attribute print. Print भी एक attribute है. Attribute means key है, property है, characteristics है. तो जैसे name है, age है, वैसे print है. बट नेम की वैल्यू स्ट्रिंग है, एज की वैल्यू नंबर है. वैसे प्रिंट की वैल्यू क्या है? फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट. ये पूरा फंक्शन बन गया ना, तो फंक्शन को भी तो रेफरेंस रहेगा. एंड फंक्शन क्या टाइप का ऑब्जेक्ट होता है? फंक्शन ऑब्जेक्ट. तो वो फंक्शन का रेफरेंस किसका वैल्यू बनेगा? प्रिंट का. तो एक एनोनिमस फंक्शन बनाए एंड इन दैट आई एम डिस्प्ले. यू कैन डू इट बाय डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट राइट ऑल्सो और कंसोल डॉट लॉग. ब्राउजर में दिखाना है तो डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट राइट, कंसोल विंडो में दिखाना है तो कंसोल डॉट लॉग. ठीक है? तो नाउ इफ यू कॉल एम्प्लॉय डॉट प्रिंट राउंड ब्रैकेट, एम्प्लॉय डॉट प्रिंट will access that print attribute of employee. But what is the value of print reference of a function? So if you put round bracket, that function will get called. Get it? Okay. So in given example, we can see that function is given a value. Okay. You can see that function is a value for which property? Print property. Getting guys? And to access the other attributes in that function, you have to use this. बाकी एट्रीब्यूट्स अगर उसके अंदर एक्सेस करने तो क्या लिखना पड़ेगा? दिस. ठीक है? एंड एट्रीब्यूट्स बाकी भी चीज हो सकते हैं गाइस. अरे भी हो सकता है. लाइक हियर इफ आई क्रिएट वन एट्रीब्यूट कॉल्ड मार्क्स एंड 5 सब्जेक्ट मार्क्स रखा है. ओके. तो अरे भी एज अ क्या हो सकता है? एट्रीब्यूट. देखो यहां अगर आपको प्रिंट करके देखना है एज मार्क्स कोलन डॉलर this dot marks. Is it printing? Whenever you try to print an array, always remember array gets converted into string. जब भी आप array print करने जाते हैं तो वो array string में convert होता है. And array का string conversion क्या है? All the values are joined with comma. ये actually एक string है. And this is the string conversion of that array. Getting guys? ठीक है? तो वैल्यू नंबर हो सकता है, स्ट्रिंग हो सकता है, अरे हो सकता है, फंक्शन हो सकता है, दूसरा ऑब्जेक्ट हो सकता है. इट कैन बी अनदर ऑब्जेक्ट ऑल्सो. जैसे इस केस में डायरेक्ट मार्क्स रखा है तो उसकी जगह पे इंस्टेड ऑफ अरे मैं वापस एक ऑब्जेक्ट बना सकता हूं. एंड इन दैट आई एम स्टोरिंग लाइक इंग्लिश कोलन 67, हिंदी कोलन 89, मराठी कोलन 78, लाइक दैट. ठीक है? तो अभी अरे नहीं, अभी वो पूरा ऑब्जेक्ट ही प्रिंट होगा. See? तो ऑब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट वाई? बिकॉज इसका स्ट्रिंग कन्वर्जन हुआ ना. तो इसको प्रिंट करने के लिए इसके अंदर भी कोई तो एक प्रिंट का फंक्शन लिख के रख सकते हो. यू कैन राइट डिस्प्ले फंक्शन और प्रिंट फंक्शन. ओके. एनॉर्मस फंक्शन बना सकते हो. एंड जिसके अंदर आप लोग कुछ स्ट्रिंग रिटर्न करो, लाइक दिस, बैकटिक वाली स्ट्रिंग, ठीक है। एंड वो बैकटिक स्ट्रिंग में लग दैट इंग्लिश कोलन, एंड फिर मैं इधर लिख रहा हूं डॉलर दिस डॉट इंग्लिश। अब ये दिस में ये वाले ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस है, और ये दिस में ये ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस है। स्टूडेंट ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस ये दिस में, बट ये प्रिंट ये ऑब्जेक्ट के अंदर है ना, तो ये दिस में सिर्फ इतने ऑब्जेक्ट का रेफरेंस रहेगा, ये वाले ऑब्जेक्ट का। करेक्ट। इंग्लिश, सपोज हिंदी, वहां लिख रहा हूं डॉलर दिस डॉट हिंदी, एंड देन मराठी कोलन डॉलर दिस डॉट मराठी। Get it? And here I didn't put comma. And one more mistake, I didn't put a round bracket. You're defining a function. अभी यहां ऑब्जेक्ट का जब टू स्ट्रिंग कन्वर्ट होता है तो ऑब्जेक्ट ऑब्जेक्ट, लॉन्ग बैक एकदम इनिशियल लेक्चर्स ऑपरेटर्स के समय देखो, whenever object is converted to string you get this। तो यहां अभी इंस्टेड ऑफ प्रिंटिंग दिस डॉट मार्क्स, ठीक है, आप क्या लिखोगे, दिस डॉट मार्क्स डॉट प्रिंट एंड राउंड ब्रैकेट, कॉल करोगे दिस डॉट मार्क्स डॉट प्रिंट, एंड प्रिंट ये स्ट्रिंग रिटर्न करेगा, वो स्ट्रिंग वहां प्रिंट हो जाएगी। इज इट प्रिंटिंग इंग्लिश हिंदी मराठी? ओके, तो ऐसे एनी नेस्टेड लेवल हो सकता है। देन यू कैन क्रिएट अरे ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स ऑल्सो, अरे ऑफ ऑब्जेक्ट्स भी बना सकते हो। I'll show you object demo 3.html script const ले सकता हूं, ओके, s इक्वल टू एंड स्क्वायर ब्रैकेट में आप ऑब्जेक्ट्स बना सकते हो। ईच ऑब्जेक्ट बाद में एक्सेस किया जा सकता है, ठीक है, एक एक करके ऑब्जेक्ट, लाइक हियर आई एम स्टोरिंग नेम, ओके, एंड आई एम स्टोरिंग एज, and I'm storing salary, suppose. Like this, I'm going to create multiple objects. Okay, at least 4 objects I'm putting. Different names I'll put. Right? Now this becomes array of objects. Array of objects. So you can print them using a for loop. Normal for loop से traverse कर सकते हो, या for each भी use कर सकते हो, for each। Get it? For each याद है, s dot for each and एक lambda function जो वो एक एक ऑब्जेक्ट के वैल्यूज प्रिंट करके दिखाएगा। गेट इट? सपोज ये पूरा मुझे टैबुलर फॉर्म में ब्राउजर में दिखाना है, इफ आई वांट टू शो होल थिंग इन टैबुलर फॉर्म, तो पहले मैं डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट राइट से पहले एक टेबल शुरू कर देता हूं, टेबल tr th, सबसे पहले क्या आएगा, नेम स्लैश th, अगेन th, एज स्लैश th, ठीक है, एंड देन कम्स नेक्स्ट th salary स्लैश th स्लैश tr, यह हेडरो शुरू हुआ, ठीक है। तो ये एक तो पहले अपना डबल कोट कंप्लीट किया, डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट राइट। नाउ कैन यू सी हियर, one table is started and a head row is created. Now I want to display all this in a separate row. For loop लिखो या फिर फॉर ईच मेथड है एस डॉट फॉर ईच एंड फिर लैम्बडा पास करना है, वन आर्ग्यूमेंट लैम्बडा रहेगा, उसको लैम्बडा कहो या एरो फंक्शन। देखो, तो इज दिस एरो फंक्शन गेटिंग कॉल्ड, ये जो एरो फंक्शन है it will get called how many times for each element in that array, array के each element के लिए यह एरो फंक्शन कॉल होगा। तो x में पहली बार क्या आएगा, ये पहला ऑब्जेक्ट, नेक्स्ट टाइम नेक्स्ट ऑब्जेक्ट, नेक्स्ट ऑब्जेक्ट, नेक्स्ट, ऐसे अगेन एंड अगेन दिस एरो फंक्शन इज कॉल्ड, that's why the name is there, no? For each. So it is going to call your lambda function or your arrow function. I'm calling lambda, but actually it is a terminology of Python. Here it is arrow function. So it will call this arrow function again and again for each value of your array. Getting? So what action I'm doing? Just console, yeah, document dot write, ठीक है? And backtick से मैं क्या कर रहा हूं देखो, tr td slash td td slash td td slash td slash tr एंड फिर ये टीडीज में मैं क्या सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दूंगा, वो एक्स जो आया है ना ऑब्जेक्ट, एक्स इज ईच ऑब्जेक्ट फ्रॉम दिस एस, एस का एक एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, और वो क्या है, ये एक ऑब्जेक्ट है, तो उसको प्रॉपर्टीज रहेंगे ना, तो आप ऐसे लिख सकते हो डॉलर ब्रेस ब्रैकेट एक्स डॉट नेम, गेटिंग, यहां अगेन डॉलर ब्रेस ब्रैकेट एक्स डॉट एज, देखो उधर ऑटोमेटिक वो प्रॉपर्टीज आ गए, एंड यहां डॉलर ब्रेस ब्रैकेट एक्स डॉट सैलरी, गेट इट, डन। एंड लास्ट में आप लोग और एक डॉक्यूमेंट डॉट राइट लिख दो, जिसमें वो टेबल सिर्फ कंप्लीट करो। नाउ टेल मी, इज इट गोइंग टू जनरेट दिस रो tr slash tr td slash td td slash td td, is it going to generate this row for each value of your s, where s is an array? So for each value, it is going to call this arrow function. And what is that arrow function doing? Document.write and generating this. And in X, every time what is coming? Next value of your S. So first time this will come in X. Next time the second object, the third object, the fourth object. Getting guys? So you can check in the browser. Now here you will see this output in the browser as a table. A table will be generated. See, is a table generated showing each name. We didn't wrote a for loop also. We took the help of arrow functions. Right or no? हमने arrow functions का help लिया. Just we wrote, this is one argument arrow function. And what is the action it is doing? It is printing each and every value of that object. Name, age, salary. And this lambda function, that is arrow function, is called again and again inside. This is called declarative coding. Means you're not writing logics, lengthy for loops and all. You're just telling that please call this arrow function again and again for each value in your array. तो अरे में 4 वैल्यू है, तो 4 बार एरो फंक्शन कॉल हुआ, करेक्ट। यहां अगर आपने कुछ बॉर्डर वगैरह दिया, बॉर्डर इक्वल टू 1, so you'll be able to see border also, and पूरा table generate हुआ, isn't it? So this way you can create array of objects also. ठीक है guys? Then, so this was all about objects of JavaScript. Now, next is object-oriented programming in JavaScript by the modern JavaScript style. This was the older style. Okay, but the newer JavaScript has given facility of doing object-oriented programming like normal Java. It is called a template-based object-oriented. Means you can create a class first and then create copies of that class. पहले क्लास बनाओ एंड फिर क्लास के कॉपीज बनाओ. Okay, so how to create copies and inheritance, how you can derive one class from another, how you can add constructor in it, all that things I'll tell you in the next session. Okay, that will be our new topic. And after that, then we have to learn local storage, how we can make use of browser for storing values. Okay, so we are about to getting over, but all these important topics are still remaining.